Hey, so I kind of figured that my previous run was one, slightly outdated, and also maybe not sufficient if you want to be doing this at any kind of reasonable speed. This is not going to be necessarily a step-by-step guide, so much as it will be a voiceover walkthrough. I'm just going to do a full run, comment on whatever I'm doing, why, explain some details along the way, and yeah, showcase it pretty much. So first thing, obviously, do all your preparation shit, your bonfire, your incense sticks, your whatever it might be. Sticks that are useful for this dungeon is the spirit weed ones specifically, mostly because you're going to tighten everything here. And then you can also, if you want to, you can add a slight bit of extra DPS by using the corn ones. Not everything in this dungeon is poisonable, but some stuff is, and it doesn't really hurt to have. I'm going to be meleeing. I was ranging the previous one. I tend to melee a lot more lately because I think it's a little bit more fun. And for most of the dungeon, including the first and second boss, I'll be using a Scrimshaw of Vampirism. That one was near dead, but whatever. And for Zer0, I have a second preset where I'll be switching to the Erethdor's Grimoire, and that is not a deal breaker. You can do it perfectly fine without it. It doesn't matter that much. It's just I really like this boss, so I tend to try to do it as well as I can. First thing you want to do, you can go on either side of this. It doesn't really matter. I tend to go on the left side because it's closer to the next mobs. Just go over here and do these 4 guys next to the barrier. That way the barrier will open up. Notice that I'm praying ranged rather than soul splitting. Kind of anyone's choice. Then run over to this pile. These 9 guys have to die. Pray melee doing this, because they only attack you with melee. Meteor strike is pretty good here. There's a lot of targets. And then these 3. If you have a scythe, you can stand in the middle of this and you can reach all of them. Kind of helpful. And this bit, you want to kill this guy first because he heals the others, which is really annoying. So just drop him as quick as you can. If you stun him, he's not going to be healing during. Kind of helps. If you stand in front of this guy, the scythe is going to reach 3 of them, so you can get the max out of your AoEs. Then just kill them, really. There's not much to it. They don't do anything special. Then watch as I run alongside the wall. I'm only going to aggro one of the groups of NPCs here. The reasoning for that is that you only need to kill 3 of them because you only need to open up one of these barriers, and there's kind of no reason to have the other ones on you during. They don't hurt much, so it doesn't really matter if you fuck that up. It's just a convenience thing. None of these have to be dealt with. They're just annoying. So just run through this shit. And then drop these 3 guys by the barrier. Can use one of these dragons to get your adrenaline back up to 100 because you want to have that when you start the next boss. You can use a fishy treat to skip that boss entirely, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stand on this side because I want all my melee abilities to reach him. There's a weird glitch where Flurry and Cleave with a CGS doesn't attack him from the other side. You will be taking the beam on this side, which is a little bit different because you can't just sidestep away from it, but you can also negate the damage from it by Resonance or Disruption Shield. So the first 3 ones should be perfectly fine. If it happens to be a slow kill and there's a 4th one, you just tank it, use Excalibur or something. Should probably put my ore on. You can also flank him when you're standing on this side. Kind of nice. See that? Just tank that one. And finish him off. This next bit, there's only really 2 things you need to worry about. One is these guys called Hanto Sellswords. They have a special attack which will absolutely fucking drop you if you end up in the middle of that praying the wrong thing. So when they're near you, just watch them. If they say die by the blade, pray melee or get out of there. It's the only 2 options you have. You can turn around and stun them if you want to, but none of the Hantos are critical monsters to open the barriers and progress, so you don't really need to worry about them. Just stay out of their way. Same thing goes for these 3 rangers. Whenever they say you are no more and start spinning around, they have basically an infinite special attack that will completely destroy you if you're not praying range and using devotion. So keep your Devo handy for this. Pop that on and just go through. This guy is the only one who has to die here. Just run through everything, get rid of him. And then same story for this bit. These 3 by the barrier. There's a lot of other shit, don't really need to worry about that. And then everything that's up here on this balcony or whatever you want to call this. 6 guys. Meteor Strike again, very handy. Scythe, obviously, because you can reach all of them at the same time. And then you just AoE the rest of it. barge this guy, damage over time him. The healer is always going to pick the left one first, so if you kill that one before the heal actually reaches them, you can avoid having to deal that extra, whatever it is, 7k something HP. Because my Vamp Scream is dead, I'm gonna just need to redo my preset. Usually you should be fine lasting all the way through that. I forgot to put the new Scrim on. In this room, one thing that can kill you quite easily is the 3 Hantos standing to the left. If you just run straight by them, they're not going to discover you, so you'll be fine. If they come towards you, just stay wary of where they are and whenever they start doing the special attack. Pray melee in this. There's not much reason to do anything else. Everything attacks you with melee here, so you can SS flick your AoEs if you want some free HP. Next thing you want to worry about is 2 rangers standing on the other side of this door. So just go through it quickly, search through that, barge this guy specifically, and damage over time him, then go into this corner. Because if you're standing in here, the rangers are not going to be able to reach you with a special attack and you can safely scythe everything. That guy healing there, that was not supposed to happen. I kind of wanted the assault to kill him completely, but it's no big deal. There we go. So the barrier's open, just get your adrenaline up to 100 on whatever is right here with you. Search down. Reload your preset. Go in for Masuda. First thing you want to do with Masuda is circ a pot. He's going to do his spinning special attack soon. He says something, I forget what it is. There it is. You want to have your devotion ready for that, because that stuff wrecks you. You can flank him during the duration of that attack if you want to. So that's the thing. Otherwise, just pray melee, do damage. In a couple of seconds, he's going to be doing the magic thing. You want to take a couple of steps away, then I'll show you soon. So right about now, you kind of want to step off, because there will be a magic splat right underneath you. And there will be another spin now, so just get out of his way. When he reaches 275k, he starts the next phase and he spawns a bunch of water jets around you. When you're meleeing, this is kind of beneficial, because if you kill these within melee distance from them, you get a debuff on the next phase, causing his magic attack to deal drastically less damage. The mage attack is pretty bad if you're doing melee, or if you're doing range or mage and you end up screwing up a prayer flick or whatever, so this is way easier. And because of the bladed dive thing, you can BD to one of these, kill it quickly, and then have the ability to reset fast enough to be able to BD to the next one. So you can move around the room quite easily. He does this for 90 seconds if you want to be worried about the timer. See that it talks, it goes back down on the ground, starts its next attack cycle. If you don't make it easier on yourself, just kill all of these, regardless. And as soon as you have, make sure you have 100% adrenaline. Circ Barge Rotation, nothing fancy. Pray Soul Split. If you have the Vamp Scrim, that is. If you have a Grimoire, Soul Splitting is kind of rough. It still works, but if you have the Vamp Scrim, it's way easier because you're just going to be out healing everything he does to you anyway. Run past these first 4 pylons, they play no role at all. As soon as you get down here, kill the center one, and then these 2 that are next to the chest. Opposite ones don't really matter. You only need to open up one of the barriers anyway. And now my preset's going to change slightly, because I have a little bit of a different tactic to Zer0. Main difference is that I'm using the Blubberfish, obviously, and then I also have a staff for Caraming 3, which you're going to realize why that's good when I do the healers. You don't need to do this bit with a Natural Instinct and Battle Axe and everything, it's just, I think it's fun. So, Circ Barge Rotation with Adrenaline Potion. Go on the side of him. When you're standing here, you can flank him even if you're soloing. Move away from anything black, really. He's got a bunch of different special attacks which deal typeless damage to you, all of which are some manner of black hands. So avoid that. Kind of like that arrow, for example. I don't know why I'm praying range, don't do that. All you really have to do here is just deal damage to him. As soon as he reaches 7.2, he's gonna face, and you go up and do the first crystal. Watch out for these, specifically. They spawn randomly, and if you're standing near the edge, they can very well come just like right under your feet. That's really awkward. So just stay awake. And go up. For this bit, do a simple circ rotation, but don't use your Adrenaline Potion or your Sigil. As soon as you go up, dump 2 mines on the first crystal. Do 1 assault, and then a full flurry. Don't 1-tick the flurry, let it play out completely, because you want to have your berserk timer reset. And then just kill this thing. You're going to see a bunch of healers spawn down there. Whenever they reach the head, they're going to heal all the crystals. So any damage you deal before that happens to the second crystal doesn't really matter. It's just going to heal back up. So just make sure your adrenaline is back up to 100. As soon as the crystals reach the head, do a Natural Instinct. Again, not required, kind of finesse, but makes it a little bit easier. Step off. And then on the 5th or 6th one, start a barge rotation. Drop your Dominion mines again. Do 1 assault and 1 destroy. That's that. Freedom. Deal with these however you want. I use Ingenuity of the Humans and then Caraming 3 with my staff just to tag all 6 of them. And then I run up to the boss and start a CGS rotation. 1, because the CGS damage over time effect helps to kill the healers, and 2, because so long as they're on you, you can just drop a flurry or whatever and finish whatever's left of them. Then you want to do a Berserk rotation, but you don't want to be using your Adrenaline Potion this time. Same story as before. As soon as he starts getting closer to 7.2, just make sure your adrenaline's high and that everything is ready. If you want, you can just rest this, get your life points back. You don't need that much food at this boss. Constant magic breath being resonanceable is kind of a big deal in terms of healing. That's 7.2. So you go up on the ramp again, on the opposite side. Full Berserk rotation, this time with the Adrenaline Potion, and then the Dominion Mines, because now you just want to give it everything you have. And then once the first one is dropped, you run up and you finish the middle one before these healers reach the head. This is what's known as 2 cycling, because you go up on the ramp 2 times. And that's that. That was... wow, really? 4 ancient scales? That's the lowest possible. That's pretty shit. But yeah, that's the entirety of it. It's not super complicated. Meleeing takes a little bit of getting used to. Mostly because of the movement at Zer0, because you may end up dying once or twice to the different variations of the Black Hand special attacks, but it's really not bad. Vamp Scream makes everything extremely bearable when you're doing everything up to Zer0, and then however you want to deal with the last boss is kind of up to your preference. So yeah, that's that.